Hi, this is P from Sorcery Soap, and today we're going to make guinea pigs, aka mouse potatoes. As I was making them this last time, I just put a soap up that has some little guinea pigs on them, and as I was making them before, they make me laugh because I thought, oh, they look just like little potatoes, little mouse potatoes. So that's what I decided to call them. Anyway, so just roll out a little tube of it, a little sausage of it, and they kind of have bigger bums. They have like little bodies with a little head, so they don't have to be very exact. And that's a nice thing about making these, that they don't have to be very exact. So, and I don't know if you can see on this camera, but it doesn't matter how clean your environment is. I mean, ideally it's always good to make sure that your environment is super clean, but that there is inherently these little tiny fuzzes in the air. And if you want to see how much there is in your own environment, just get a piece of white soap dough out and you're going to see. And if you miss anything, you take a picture, the camera is going to show you. Anyway, there he has a little nose, so you can kind of see him there. Let's put his feet on first. So I roll two little balls. Now, how I do these, I mean, you can put them on top of your soap any way you want, but how I do these, I just wait until after I pour the cold process, then I wait until it firms up just a bit, and then I place these on top so that they don't sink. And that's always sort of my nemesis, so we put this on here and just smear that down for a little foot. And I want them just raised just enough off the, so you can see like that. And have to be really patient when I put them on. There's a moment when I see there's a fuzz right there, little tiny fuzz. So there's a moment when it starts, and the cold process starts to firm up just a bit, depending on at what trace you pour, of course. And then you just put them on, and I kind of tuck them in, and I don't spray with alcohol before I do it. And the reason I'm telling you that is because it creates like a skin on top of it. And then what's happened to me in the past, and I've learned about this, not to do it this way, is if I spray with alcohol before I put my embellishments on, that skin creates a pucker once I put them on, because the soap embellishment has to adhere to the wet soap. So if I put him on and I just rest him on top, alcohol, rubbing 91% alcohol, has water in it, and water and the alcohol create like this layer, and it won't let these two things stick together. So if that's your working definition, alcohol has a layer in it, it helps to smooth things off, where water, just water, helps things to stick together. So what I want to do is put my embellishment onto the top of the soap and stick it into to touch the wet soap dough, or soap, cold process soap, so that the water in the freshly poured soap will adhere to my embellishment. So it has to be stuck to it in that capacity. Now, if you stick it in and for some reason it doesn't stick, you can always, after you're done, and say you're cutting your bar soap and your embellishment pops off, then take some water and paint the bottom of your embellishment and paint the top of your soap and stick them on, and then don't touch them and let them dry, and kind of put a little pressure on it to make sure that it sticks. And it will stick back together again. And here's how I can tell you that is because I make soaps that I'll cut into just bars, and then I embellish those afterwards. And by taking soap and putting water on it and then applying my soap dough to it, it sticks. And I've been doing that for years. So now we're going to put his ears on. So I'll say right here, this is just a guess right here, because I have an idea. I'm going to put his eyes right here. And so we want to stick his ears in and flip him over just a bit, like that. And stick his ears, so this one's a little bit too low. Let's do that one a little bit more there. We can hide that with his little flippy ear right here. And then I want to make sure that these two pieces stick together so they don't break off, like that. If you have any questions about anything on this video or other videos, just go ahead and leave them in the comments. I do read all the comments here, and I try to respond, and I do respond. Now you can see how smooth that is just by doing that. Okay, so we'll let him dry. Now if I spray, I'm going to give him a little spray with alcohol. That's going to help the water evaporate, but it's also going to just smooth it all over too, which is different than water, because water will leave little lines and marks in it. And you can see how smooth he is. He's all right. I don't care for his nose, so we're not going to do his nose that way. So I'll show you while he's drying how I'm going to do the nose. So I'll make it on a big one so you can see. So let's pretend this is the nose of him, right? Okay. So what we're going to do, and this is just how I make my guinea pig nose, we're going to make a little Y. Let's see, am I right there? Can you see? Yep. A Y like this, and then like that. That's his nose. So let's do that. To make a Y. There. And you just want to press into it. You don't want to drag it. And if I'm doing this on camera for you, but if I were making a bunch of these for myself, what I would do is make them all and do the noses completely last, because by then I'm not going to have these little, I won't get the little drag marks of when it goes into the soap dough, and it comes off a lot cleaner. So now we're going to put his eyes in. So I put his eyes, they're kind of on the side, but under his ears, kind of. And you know, these are my guinea pigs, so I get to say his anatomy. Anyway, there's his eyes, and then we'll make some little black eyes for him. His eyes might be a little bit too big, but that's all right. Let's see. Yeah, that seems a little too big for me there. Nope, that's too small. I don't know about you, but some days I just, like, everything just works out perfect, and then there's other days where I gotta do things a couple, 3 times. Oops. See how just that little bit of water, I just wiped my hand off because I had some white soap dough on there. That little bit of water makes it shiny. It's just not even water, just a little bit of moisture on there. There. That looks right about even. And I don't mind that his eyes are a little googly. It's sticking out just a bit. Okay, so now let's put his colors on. Let's put the black on first. So a lot of guinea pigs have little spots on them, and so when I make stuff like this, I just want him to look a little bit iconic, you know, like, so you look at him, and if I just put a white guy on there like this, all white, and you go, I'm not really sure what that is, but if I start putting different colors on him, so I like to put a black in it, and I used to put browns on too, but I just work with black and orange this time. And it's, you know, so when you watch these videos, I want you to remember that, like, I've futzed and putzed and finagled and worked out the design of it, so you don't have to do that. And so the less we have to mess and guess with it all, the cleaner the soap embellishment will be. So then you have this process of what to do. So it's not that I haven't made like a ton of like mistakes and things like that. It's just that I figured out, so I do that. You saw how quickly I did that, and then I don't touch it. And that's really a key to doing stuff like this, is to try and not mess with it any more than you absolutely have to, and just to be sort of quick about it, essentially. So, and then of course this part you can make, you know, there's calico guinea pigs. I had a little calico guinea pig as a kid, and there's all white guinea pigs, and there's furry guinea pigs, and there's short hair guinea pigs, and there's just a variety of them. One of the things I didn't know about guinea pigs is that they used to be husband. In certain parts of South America, they were husband, and they were treated as food. I don't know if they're still treated as food, but they were, and then they became pets. I would like a guinea pig again, but I can't have hay. I'm allergic to hay, which is really a bummer. And I don't think they all need to have hay. I think there's other ways that you can keep them. So I tend to collect animals. I have in the past, and I don't really think that's a smart idea for me anymore. So much stuff, you know, so much to do. So there you go. So there's a little guinea pig, aka mouse potato. Hope that helps. I hope that helps you figure it out. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Thanks.